as I backed off a little bit from trying to put a halter on her, it was so fascinating to me. She said, I'm not dumb. She said, I know what you need from me, and I know when you need it. She said, I don't know why people think that horses are so dumb that they have to keep riding us around in circles or keep repeating things. That's for the human. That's not for the horse. She said, if we're going to do this thing together, and I am an equal part in this, and you understand the intelligence I possess, she said, then you're going to have to trust that when you need me to do something, that I will give you my cooperation when that needs to be done. And you will allow me what's the word? You will allow me the respect that I can step up to the plate when you need me to, and you don't have to keep training me to do stuff. And she said that, and then she went over to the bucket, and inside the bucket is the I got a calming paste, not necessarily because I was going to put it in her mouth, but because I was going to use it because my friend George suggested to get something like that, so then you can just practice, squirting it in her mouth. And I have no idea how this is going to work. I mean, she could totally, I don't think she's tricking me, but, she could totally acquiesce tomorrow or not. But I just decided to stop trying to put the halter on her face and see, where we get. I mean, she's allowing me to brush her, and when she wants to walk off, she can walk off. I'm not as concerned for me. My concern is I would never want the farrier to get hurt. I don't want her to get hurt. I want me to get hurt. I want the vet to get hurt. So, I don't know. We're just going to kind of play it by ear and see how she wants to do this. I would be in complete shock and awe if she just allows for this process to happen tomorrow, allows herself to get sedated, and we can do this as easily as possible. And if she really does truly understand what's happening after having seen her kids have their feet done tons of times, every notion that I have and I know of that horses are conscious sentient beings, if she was able to do that tomorrow, I think I would just fall over. Because everything in me says I have to prepare her, and she's telling me I am prepared. So that is a plot twist, I guess, that I had no idea I could even conceive of. So that's highly, highly interesting. But the biggest thing that she wanted me to understand and to share was that humans are often trying to overdo things with horses, and instead of trusting them, instead of trusting that they know what they know, instead of trusting ourselves that we are good leaders to them and that they can understand everything we're saying, then they're kind of like, you humans overdo a lot of stuff with us, and then you wonder why we get repetitive use injuries. You wonder why, we get sick. You wonder why we sometimes, have injuries. It's because as humans, we overdo everything with the horses. If you really, really studied, she said, if you really, really studied the true nature of horses, there's not a lot that we do. We move, we travel, we play, we eat, she said, that's about it. We don't run ourselves around in circles. We don't practice things over and over and over again, in ways that could stress our joints or tendons or ligaments or muscles. She said, we just live our peaceful coexistence if you allow us. But if you bring us into a space where you want us to spin around in circles or chase cows or, rain or jump over things or hold our heads in funky positions, of course things are going to happen to our bodies. So she said, just think about it. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it for your own human ego gratification to, continue to do things that can harm us? And even though you get us chiropractic or acupuncture, and even though we're on the best supplements, and you might think that you have us in the best stall space, or we have the best footing or the best bedding, is it really, really worth it to ignore the truth of what we might be here to share with you and what we might be teaching you, instead of continuing to use us as an apparatus that you can escape your emotional issues, that you can turn to escape your grief, that you can turn to escape your anger or frustration, and then subtly, without realizing it, kind of take it out on us. Like, is it really worth it to keep doing those things without recognizing some of the deeper reasons of why we're here in your lives to share with you, or to possibly be reflecting back to you, like who you are, what you need, what you're really, really dealing with or struggling with, instead of trying to control us versus understanding the cooperative relationship that we have. She said, could you imagine if so many of the people that are spending, millions and millions of dollars to raise racehorses, or, dressage horses, what if you just spent that money on having a horse that you get to hang out with and dealing with your own stuff? She said, would that be so bad? She goes, it's not like money's an issue. And what if those people that were in that space of, now saving a lot of money on travel and competitions and all this stuff, what if that went to help people who really want and need horses, that want to take care of them, that want to protect them, but they can't afford them? Like, she said, what if there was a total redistribution of this that happened in the horse world? Like, what if for 1 year everybody let go of their egos? And, the $1 million competition or whatever. She goes, what if you let go of it? And what if all the people that were around horses were aware, or became aware of what their horses were teaching them? How much different do you think this world would be in terms of reconnecting with communion with all life and remembering that we're co-creating heaven on Mother Earth? So when we do things that make, horses vulnerable to us and to our care, and then at some point we just get rid of them or sell them or, trade them like a freaking commodity, like gold or silver. She said, what do you think life would be like in 1 year if everybody stopped their egoic pursuits, even about training, and just be with horses? Just take that whole process so much slower. And, the need that some people have to go and compete and get away and do these things and do that. What if you just sat still and hung out with your horse and learned about all the stuff that your horse actually really wants to teach you? How much would the world change in that 1 year? Well, that's pretty amazing, Siri. No wonder why you didn't want me to put the halter on you. You had a lot of teachings to share.